Hey, YouTube. Ray Mason. I'm still here. I just been out the atmosphere for a few because I've been putting some things together, and I just want to reach out and say, I am not gone. I will be more consistent in this journey. Just have been really studying hard on how to make all of this leadership and everything that Dr. Rohn and Robert Kiyosaki really influencing me. Their teachings and everything that I want in network marketing, everything that I want in getting my journey into the atmosphere is all right here in getting on the camera and building an audience of people that are in pain just like I was in pain. I had all of this chronic back pain in my feet and my legs with this neuropathy. And when it began to move into my arms and my fingers and hands and all of that, I knew that we need to address this. So getting in and getting diagnosed was where I was at back in 2015. For us to get all the way to 2020 like I'm in now and not have a manifestation of bone cancer, for me, has been really remarkable, because in the beginning, when I first got the news, I was not good with it, because it immediately speaks to death from my perspective. And I say that because of what happened with my dad and the voice box being removed. I say that because of my grandfather and emphysema and COPD and every other lung and chest disorder that he could possibly have. Their journey was around how they lived, how they ate, breathed, drank, smoked tobacco products, which were really influential in that season. The way they marketed it, all of that had a part to play in who they became and what they became. So for my grandfather to live into the stage he did, and I'm speaking from my mother's side of the family, my granddad on the other side, Brother Johnson, he didn't do that. He didn't have that journey. He lived into his 80s, you know, but my other grandfather in his 70s. And so when I look at the dynamics of my dad in his 40s, you know, and my mom in her 40s, they both passed away. I'm in my 60s and I'm still here because of some dynamics of me learning how to better challenge myself. And I didn't learn it because I was really seeking for it. The information just went along with what was happening in my body, and I had the opportunity to be working in a community that would give me the opportunity to address what was going on. So everything worked together for the good, and I just want to share my hope and my strength with everybody that would listen to me, because I know that if we mineralize our bodies with the right nutrients and we fortify our minds with the right information, everything's possible. You know, I for the first 2 years just was like walking on eggshells in the journey because I didn't know what I was doing. But I got more comfortable with minerals. I got more comfortable with them protecting me, because my body started saying to me, okay, that pain went away. Okay, it didn't stay away. So you look at what you did, the reason why it didn't stay away, and you just stay in the journey of, all right, what's working, what's not working? And I kept doing what I was doing, and then I fine-tuned the thing in my feet to the point where I no longer took gabapentin for my legs, numbness. I no longer wore the little rubber suit that I had to singe in to keep my back and everything aligned, because I was given these philosophies that all of these areas were getting weaker and it was just coming with a part of life. And I took that information and I said, well, I got to strengthen that area. And what can I do? And that's where my taking over and taking control came in, getting back in the gym. And the harder I worked in the gym, the more pain I would have. And when I finally got to this product that I use now, and I really started researching them who had been researching humans and giving information about how this body works and how we mineralize and how we get older and how we retain some forms of youth. And I'm telling you guys, Immunical works. All of what they do with mineral formulation is key. And I personally feel like as long as I stay on this routine that I have with their products, I might live into my 90s. That's how good I feel around my cognitive, around my motor skills increasing, I'm 62 and it's nothing for me to drop down and knock out 60, 70 push-ups. I wasn't even challenging myself to get past 30 for years. And now in my 60s, I'm challenging myself, pushing my oxidizing my body, the whole breathing. I didn't even use the right word, oxidizing, whatever that means. Just taking in massive amounts of oxygen is all I'm trying to say. Just breathing and taking myself to limits. And I used to do this thing where drop underwater and see how long you could hold your breath, challenging yourself and expansion of your lung capacity. Going back to those kind of games in my 60s and working out not 1 day a week, but 5, 6 days a week, consistently. So when you get into these different routines and you find yourself feeling better because you can, then you want to share that. It's nothing about any part of what I'm doing that all of us can challenge ourselves to do better, is all I'm trying to say. I'm nothing special because I'm known for giving up and just walking away from stuff. Get too hard, whether it be a relationship or, I quit after I'm false for so long and that's what life was gonna have to do for me, I think, is just make me quit. But right now, while I'm feeling good, I'm about to be helping as many people feel as good as they can as possible, because I can. And there's so much pain going on in the world right now that we can fix ourselves. Because if we give ourselves better nourishment and better drinks in our body, that's going to give us great mineralization. Wow, that's going to do something. That's going to change a lot of people's lives. So that's my journey, and putting together teams of people that can do the same thing, because we want to monetize as we come together and make ourselves be known as individuals that are not just taking care of your body and your mind, but the dreams that you have of traveling, the dreams that you have of living in that next home, the dreams you have of seeing your children be educated in another level of institution, you know, Yale or Harvard or, you know, wherever you would like. All of those things are attached to finances. And if you can't create finances in your journey, then you have to go where somebody else has created a pattern of finances and you fit in underneath their structure and just get a portion for your 8 hours of service or 10 hours of service. But if you're the creator of that lane, that organization, like the programs that I'm teaching and that I'm being taught, because I don't know everything about it, but I know that if I stay in the journey and I stay up on the right leadership, then it causes me to be a great leader. Only thing I can say about the leadership part is character and your management skills. You can be either character, but if your management skills aren't proper, then it's not going to work. And it's not going to work if it's not a scalable program. Because you want to be able to keep growing. As you keep growing, the individuals that are walking with you. Because if I help 100 people come into something that I'm doing, and 100 of them help another 100, and we just exercising that whole 1% thing that J. Paul Getty talked about. And we really need to think about those type of philosophies and concepts if we're going to work in this lane. Internet spaces and all of what comes with marketing, networking. It's a wonderful, wonderful skill to learn, and it's a great program to help individuals get their legs under them around confidence and creativity. Finances will cause you to be a great creator because you can take everything out your head, speak it out your mouth, write it on paper, and cause it to come into manifestation with the right plan, with the right management, strategies. I love what I'm doing right now, and that's learning about skill sets that I've never challenged myself with. I came up when there was no cell phones. I came up when there was no computers to speak of. And the first time I saw a computer I was in the Navy in the 80s. I mean, and they was like massive rooms. And yeah, so I'm all the way here now and just learning and loving, staying engaged with learning. So back to feeling good and staying on point around what my journey is all about is the pain that people are having in chronic illness and chronic pain. That's what got me on the camera. Chronic back pain, chronic feet pain, and the foot tub soakings and mineralizing the water with salt and different lavenders and stuff to get into my feet and whatever I could to just get my body in peace places. So I want to reach out and that community of people that are really plagued with poor mineralization. And I realize we all have, but when I look at the studies And when I look at all of the bodies of work that I've been going down with Dr. Barbara O'Neill and Dr. Sabi and Dr. Morris, and the list goes on, with people talking about mineralization and how to get your bodies to these points where we are having a decent balance in it, that we minimize our pain. You don't have a back pain if you get enough water with salt, and it's not the water, it's the minerals that was in the water. And people get it backwards because we're thinking that we don't have enough water, but it's, you don't have enough minerals. That's what you short on. You short on minerals. The water was just a vehicle to get it in there. And so when you, all of a sudden you start doing a regimen of minerals, now you take that water thing that you was doing and you don't worry about the mineral thing. You can just put drinking water in you or whatever kind of water you want, because all you're doing now is just making sure you irrigate all these plants that you don't put up in your body. Because that's what I look at each one of them little, them seeds. They plants. I'm planting seeds every time I take a supplement, and it's my garden, and I get them all in there, and I want them to pop open and grow as I put the fluids in there, and I make these wonderful juices, and I make all of these. Oh man, I can get off that subject because I make protein drinks with bananas and cacao, and then I grind up all the vegetables and fruits I can, and I mix in great supplements into the juices, and you know, I'm back on that product, that my human source. My Immunical is, man, they got every mineral thing that I just embrace all of it. And to know that it's been around for as long as it's been around down in South America and Canada, and we got this community here in America that's going crazy with diabetic symptoms and cancers and pain from the fibromyalgia and lupus and sickle cells, and these nutrients will address all of those things, and just bam, knock it down. I'm telling y'all what I know. So RayMasonBlog.com is where I got all my information about my health and nutrition products. Go over there and just cell phone, you're gonna see it. Just go in, take a look at my catalogs. It's great action. You need to know more about what I'm doing, hit me up. Just hit me up. RayMasonBlog.com. You'll see my phone number there. You'll see my Gmail, and just inbox me. Let me know your concerns for your health. Let me know your concerns for your friend or family's health. And I'm not a doctor, but I'm a solid testimony when it comes to neuropathy, when it comes to multiple myeloma issues and bone perforation, and what you deal with before you ever get to that point. If you know people that are in the journey of MGUS, because they putting a lot of us in that MGUS thing, because we are pre-cancer, because they don't call us cancerous until we can get the chemo stuff going with the holes in the bones. And that's now multiple myeloma. You got to get it before you get the holes in the bones. And that's why I'm trying to get into the MGUS communities as hard as I can, so that they know that there's something out here to keep you from ever going in that spot. I'm looking for everybody that you could ever hear of that ever heard that word, MGUS. I don't even know how to pronounce it real good, so I just go MGUS like everybody else. But it's the stage before stage 3, which is perforation in your bone. And there are tons of people that are just right there waiting for that last little, yeah, well, you got bone cancer. Osteoporosis is no better because it's still that whole deterioration of the bone. But all of these things can be caught through our diet and our exercise. That's part I learned. So for those individuals out there that are in that part of this journey around osteoporosis issues, issues with neuropathy and back pain, all of those things can be addressed through mineralization. I personally am just here to help with the information and let people know that have hope. When I needed hope, there was Dr. Sabi on the air doing his thing saying, hey, you don't have to die from this. And it encouraged me enough to be here now. Because he said what he said then and got me into the journey of YouTube and got me into the journey. When I was watching him, and it would roll over into Dr. Barbara O'Neill, which would roll over into some other teachers, and I've watched all kind of people in that health channel lane. And one of these days, I might even be in that lane talking about the health and nutrition products that I'm doing, and which would be really amazing for me, because it would be amazing. Just leave it there. So all I can say at this point in time is that I'm really happy that I stuck with the premise of what Dr. Sabi put inside of me to say, keep working on your mind, keep working on your body, and you'll see some changes with the consistency. Same thing applies to what I'm doing on this camera right now. I use that same mindset to stay consistent and focused on where I'm at right now. Because if I can make sure that my reticular activating system is working and staying focused on what is important in front of me, which is consume information and then show what you consumed. Create with it. That's where I'm at. I'm creating with everything that these individuals have shown me. I could be on this camera more, and I shall be, I really believe. I just want it to all make sense, which is not been all coming together in the past. I had bits and pieces, and I built a blog and all of these different things before I knew how to work them all together. And as I've stayed in the journey, God has put me in front of coaches and teachers and people that doing this thing and making really good money at it. And they're embracing me because they see my desire and ambition to achieve. That's what I'm believing. I don't know, I've not spoke to them personally about why they're helping me, but I receive it with great gratitude. And I just want to be better at this and make everybody that's pouring into me proud of me sticking with the journey and believing in their ability to help me, because I got to do my part, and that's engage every day. So pray for me and just, support my efforts if you would like to do that. If not supporting what I'm doing, I want you to go over and get some value from all of the things that I've got in regard to building my teams and free downloads, all kinds of things around marketing, because to duplicate what I'm doing is to get on the camera, to get in and start working your mind around the teachings and the philosophies of being a good marketer. It's network marketing. I'm marketing the network of me and this community. We all marketing different things. And we're coming together as a network of people. And it's just a great, great fit if everybody is trying to do the same thing and we all are accomplishing our goals, and we laughing about how we're using these great tools, and we're laughing because we're getting what we got into the program for. And that was time freedom. It was about traveling. It was about seeing your family free in a way, because finances allows you to set your atmosphere all the time. But all of that comes at a cost. So with that being said, I'm gonna get off the air. I've been on about 25, 30 minutes now, and I just want everybody to know I'm gonna be more diligent with getting on the camera, talking about what we can continue to do to come together in this season of crisis. Want everybody to check me out on raymasonblog.com and look at how I use my creativity to put that little piece together. It might not be the best work, but it was something that I had in my head, and I got together with some young people that helped me put it in the atmosphere. And so from that point, I've been kind of just trying to get it all. I got that piece, let me get this piece, let me get this piece. And then I'm gonna be in school for the next 3 days, and I'm learn how to create some more content and do all of that. And you guys, you never know where I might be this time next year. But I won't be sitting here just doing nothing. Excuse me. I won't be sitting here doing nothing. I'm a very proactive dude, and I want to encourage young people. I want to encourage the elderly. Wherever you want to fit in, I want to encourage you, because wherever there's a crisis, there's what happens on the other side of a crisis. So be prepared for the other side. And while you're in it, do everything you can to fortify and build up. There are people out there making great investments and taking advantage of everything that's going on in this crisis because they can. And all I'm saying to you is do everything you can to make you better in this crisis, because you can. I'm giving you opportunities like crazy on raymasonblog.com. I'm showing you how to fortify your gut and your mind with a lot of the supplements, and boom, you get to working with the supplements, you get to looking at how you can monetize that process, and you never know where you'll end up. But I know one thing for sure, you moved. And you moved in wisdom, and you moved in knowledge that you took the time to get in and say, is this a good move? And when you stepped out, you just rolled with it. And that's where I'm at, you know? I look at some of the stories of how cats ain't make no money 5, 6, 7 years, and I identify with all of that. I just do. But the long story short is, when you believe in something, and you believe in something, and you get your focal point and your magnets on, it's finna come. And that's where I'm at. I got magnets up, you know, and it's going on, you know. I just want to encourage everybody else out there to do what I'm doing, man. I'm building teams. You want to come on board and see how I'm getting it done and the leadership I'm walking under, then come on with it. raymasonblog.com. And that's all I want to say. Y'all have a great evening. Thanks for taking the time to look at me, listen to me. And hopefully I said something of value so that you would want to engage with what I'm trying to get done. Building a team, y'all, with some great products. And I'd love to meet you. Have a great day.